What is this? Greater than 50% done. Solar USA. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, how about that?
Mhm.
Check it out. 54% of new electric generating capacity in the United States this year, according to the EIA, will be solar. Solar panels installed on rooftops of buildings in San Francisco. That's what you're seeing here, of course. But a new report from the Energy Information Administration, of course, the government is designed to lie to us, and they've, I'm sure, twisted this fact somewhere, but anywhere close to 54% of new electric generating capacity in the U.S. is coming from solar energy. How about that? Developers are planning to add 54.5 gigawatts of new utility-scale electric generating capacity to the country's power grid this year, most of it being solar, of course, according to EIA's preliminary monthly electric generator inventory. That's their geeky monthly industry trade magazine, in which developers and power plant operators report upcoming projects to EIA. So developers have about 29.1 gigawatts right now of utility-scale solar capacity planned for 2023, following a recent decline of 23% from 2022 compared with 21. Well, that makes sense because they saw that an economic slowdown was starting to happen in the marketplace, greedy bastards, and they stopped spending as much money. Prior to that
Well,
decline,
you're gonna
solar,
need
what?
a bit more gigawatts to get back to the future, Like,
I believe it was 1.21 gigawatts. Gigawatts.
yeah.
So that's a lot less than 29.1. We need 1.21 to generate a flux capacitor. But it's a bolt of lightning. Solar generating electric generating. Prior to that decline, solar electric generating capacity had been rising since 2010, but that, of course, was due to a lot of government subsidy. Supply chain issues and the pandemic led to a decline last year, partly because they couldn't get the panels, they couldn't get the chips, they couldn't get the stuff out. Plus, you had that huge shipping delay at the ports. EIA predicts that delayed projects from 2022 may be part of the high percentage of the electric generating capacity that's actually coming from solar projects for this year. They're a year behind. EIA also noted that should all these planned projects go into operations for this year will have the highest amount of utility scale solar capacity added in 1 year ever, at least in the United States. Current record is 13.4 gigawatts of utility scale solar capacity, which we added in 21. Texas will be home to the highest amount of new solar capacity at 7.7 gigawatts, followed by California at 4.2. The question is also storage capacity. So are you storing this power, and how much are you losing in your transfer and delivery?
And where are you getting that storage from?
Hey, after solar, battery storage makes up the highest percentage of new utility scale electric generating capacity in the U.S. for 23, comprising 17% of projects planned for the year. Developers expect to add.
Where are we getting that lithium? What?
Yeah. Developers expect to add 9.4 gigawatts to the country's current 8.8. So we're more than doubling our capacity on battery storage for electric generating capacity, which is good because all that energy you're generating, you got to store it somewhere. So what they're saying again is that battery storage systems are increasingly installed with wind and solar power projects. Wind and solar are intermittent sources of generation. They produce only electricity when the wind is blowing or the sun is shining. Batteries can store it from wind and solar for later use. Like I just said, they expect 71% of new battery storage capacity will be in California and Texas with significant wind and solar capacity. That kind of makes sense. Other utility scale energy electric generating capacity projects include 7.5 gigawatts of natural gas, with the two largest projects planned for Ohio and Illinois. That's fracking. 6 gigawatts of wind power, primarily planned for Texas, and 2.2 gigawatts of nuclear energy, which, again, we're not really in favor of. And for the first time ever in over 30 years, two nuclear reactors have been built in the United States and are expected to come online this year following a long several-year delay. Ask the people around Indian Point nuclear plant how they feel about living near a nuclear power plant. In 2023, EIA reported that only one offshore wind project is expected to begin operations this year, the South Fork Wind Plant off New York. That's all the way down at the end of Long Island.